I'm being targeted, and now my livelihood and my family's livelihood might be in danger. I'm Liliana Young, and I'm running for the Indiana House of Representatives in District 61, beautiful Bloomington, Indiana. And I'm taking a little break to rest inside the beautiful Fountain Square Mall here in downtown Bloomington with a little bit of story time with a purpose. So, those of you around Bloomington who know me may also know that I've been employed at the same restaurant here in the city for about a decade. Not gonna name the restaurant. If you know, you know. What you might not know is that as of a few days ago, I was forced onto administrative leave pending investigation due to a customer complaint describing events that never happened. Not events that sound vaguely familiar to something else, but it didn't happen in quite the way that the complaint is worded. Not something that I just can't remember, something that I know for a fact never happened. Now, in summary, it's a very basic complaint about me being overly rude to a guest regarding a request for seating in the restaurant. The details, as written in the complaint, describe events and wording that I know for a fact, indisputably, undeniably, never happened, and I don't take responsibility for things that I did not do. It's antithetical to everything I believe in. So now, I'm currently on leave, not able to work. I can't pick up extra shifts. I can't really do anything except sit here and twiddle my thumbs while management investigates this complaint and decides the validity. Why am I being targeted, and what possible reason could somebody have for this? Well, there's a few reasons that I can think of. One thing is that I'm challenging a multi-decade incumbent in the Democratic primary, and I know for a fact that there are, maybe not the party itself, but people adjacent who are involved with the party who are not happy that I'm challenging Representative Matt Pierce. I know that there's a lot of people who actually think that I should have waited my turn and done more to curry favor within the local Democrat Party before deciding to run for office, but I'm not really interested in waiting my turn like a good little girl. I think that the incumbent is entirely too moderate, and I am challenging him in this race. I also know for a fact that me being a democratic socialist is rubbing a lot of people wrong, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, both in the city and on a state level. I'm also a known activist, both in Bloomington and on a state level. I've been out to the Capitol complex multiple times to speak against anti-trans legislation. I've been to rallies and protests all over the place. I have had speaking engagements. I am a known political and activism figure in the region. Also, since 2024, the amount of harassment that I have received for being openly trans has skyrocketed. In 2024, I received numerous formal complaints at the restaurant I work at, most of them describing events that also never happened, and I will stand by that assertion, one of which I will take some responsibility for because I was having a very bad day. It happens to all of us. But all of those complaints, whether they were valid or not, also referred to me with language that was sometimes veiled, often not veiled, and all of it very blatantly transphobic. And this massive uptick in customer complaints did not begin until 2024, an election year in which anti-trans rhetoric and anti-trans legislation were being thrown around like candy on Halloween. I've also sustained the amount of harassment that I deal with at my day job, day in and day out across the year of 2025, another year in which anti-trans cultural sentiment and anti-trans legislation are continuing to be tossed around at a breakneck pace. It's gotten to the point where I don't even talk to my coworkers or my managers about almost any of it anymore, because what's the point? I show up, I do my job, and some asshole is going to get on me in one way or another because I'm openly, visibly trans, and I'm not really interested in assimilating to be more cis-normative. So these are the reasons why I think I could be targeted for harassment. Could be one or another, could be all of them combined in some capacity, but the point is, there's definitely people around Bloomington, Monroe County, or even on the state who would have reason, at least in their own minds, to submit false complaints when they figure out where I work, to try to harass me and put me in a precarious situation. Now, I'm not recording this video because I want to elicit pity. I'm recording this video because I want to make it clear that no matter what kind of harassment I may have to suffer through, and no matter what the reason for that harassment, whether you don't like my politics, whether you don't like that I'm openly trans, whether you don't like that I wear all black, whatever, I am deeply proud of the work that I have done as an activist. I'm deeply proud of the work that I have done in Bloomington as a city commissioner. I'm deeply proud of the work that I have done as a citizen organizer. I'm proud of the work that I contribute to as a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. And I'm not going to stop any of this work just because somebody gets a wild buck up their ass and wants to try to put my job in jeopardy. Really, this is just me saying to whoever it is out there who submitted this complaint about me, you're not going to get what you want. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep campaigning. I'm going to keep organizing. I'm going to keep working. And I'm going to make Bloomington a better city. I'm going to make Indiana a better state. And you can't stop me.